So good morning, everyone. My name is Katie, and I'm a librarian with the Sacramento Public Library. Thank you for joining us for the 6th and final installment of our 6-week Body Positive Yoga program. We are so excited to offer this and to have a local yoga instructor, Kirsten Johnson, with us today, and we'll get to her in just a second. So first, I just want to mention a couple of things. Today's session is being recorded, and we will upload that to our YouTube page, which you can find just by searching Sacramento Public Library. So you're able to watch it later or maybe share with a friend. And then make sure to stick around after the demonstration for a book talk on a title from our collection that is related to this week's theme. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to our instructor. So Kirsten, you can take it away.
Hey, thank you once again to the library, Sac Library, for having this and inviting me to join in this series of yoga, body positive yoga. And this series was yoga off the mat. So we were talking a little bit earlier about yoga is a, sometimes think of a practice that we do a lot of physical things on the mat, up dog, down dog, maybe you've even done a headstand or so, but there's so much more as far as the whole that encompasses yoga. So yoga literally means union. And all throughout these past 5 weeks, we've been going through some of the other aspects of yoga, the yamas. And so we've gone over the first one now, I'm thinking non-violence or self-love. We've gone over truthfulness. We've gone explored what that feels like. We've gone over now my name is pouring a drink. I'm blank, but wow. Non-stealing, non-possessive. So this week's class, let's get to this week's class. This week's class is Aparigraha, or non-possessiveness, or non-attachment. So we'll explore a little bit what that feels like in the practice, and then from that experience is from that feeling of how that feels and shows up on our mat, then you'll get to investigate and be curious of how this is going to show up in your everyday life, off your mat, wherever you are. So we'll start with this, but coming into what does it feel like to hold on to something and not let it go. And let's do that with our breath. So all throughout the practice this afternoon, and most of it will be done on the mat, but for this first part of it, I just invite you to come to a comfortable seat, a really, really comfortable seat where you can find yourself just seated into your sit bones, spine is rooted all the way up to the crown of the head, maybe dropping your shoulders, taking a few breaths. And take a breath in, and then exhale, let it all out. And just find how you showed up on your mat today, how you experience that breath coming into your body, appreciating this vessel that will be moving through the practice. Inhale and exhale. And if it's okay and safe for you, then go ahead and close down your eyes, and we'll do this little experiment about holding on and letting go. So on your next breath in, inhale, and take your hands, open up, and bring them into a fist. Inhale, and then bring them, clench them into a fist. And then hold that fist as long as you can. Hold the breath as long as you can as you're holding that fist in. I'm not going to tell you when to let it go, but when you're ready, slowly release the hands, open up, and let it go. Exhale out the mouth. So let's do that one more time, a few more times. Inhale, bring your hands to a fist, pause, hold it all together, hold it up, clench it. And then when you're ready, release it slowly, exhale it all out and let it go. Do that a few more times on your own, just breathing in, holding on, and then exhaling and letting it go. And then just notice in your body what happens and come back to your normal rhythm, your normal flow of breath of inhale. And there's always a pause at the top. And then an exhale, release. The physical sensations of holding on, to grasping, to not letting go, viscerally shows up in our body, maybe with a tight jaw. Keep breathing your normal breath. Keep now letting the exhales fully release even longer. And notice how that feels and shows up when you're allowed. Do you give yourself that full expression of just letting go? Few more breaths. Hands can be relaxed onto the lap, no longer clenching or holding anything. We're just letting the breath flow. Inhale. Release. Let it go. Exhale. And then maybe on the exhale, you notice that there's a softening of the jaw. The shoulders begin to relax and release away from the ears. The skin of the face, the eyes, everything begins to loosen. Maybe you notice the belly as it fills up on the breath in, opening, expanding with the lungs. And then everything contracts on the breath out. So continue this breath of inhale, receiving and releasing. And then from here, grab any props you have. I offered any props, especially if we're coming down to the mat, an extension cord or a yoga strap or dog leash, anything you have will be beneficial for this practice. As we go into experiment how this breath of letting go shows up in the practice, come on to your back. Maybe bringing any comfort along the way, pillows, blankets, lay down on your back, fully down. And have the knees bent. We'll come into a constructive rest. Hopefully you can still see me. Let me do this a little bit. There we go. And begin to cultivate this breath again. One hand's gonna invite one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. Inhale, fill up. And then exhale, release. Each breath in, you're starting to have a little bit more awareness. Each exhale gets longer, more release, letting go. And you're invited to stay with this breath of receiving and releasing, the non-attachment, the non-possessiveness, just knowing what this feels like in your body when you are given that permission to fully release and let go. Throughout the practice today, you're invited to just let go of what you think you should be doing. You may not even be seeing me because you'll be on your back, and to just come into a feeling of how this feels and what can be supportive for you as you invite the breath to release and maybe let go of any tension, any holding, any resistance that you come to have right here. When you're ready, take another full breath in. Let it pause, but don't hold it. And then release it fully, let it go. Exhale it all out. There you go. Feel that in your breath. And then coming into a movement, bring both knees in, hug them in. Give yourself a little hug, a little squeeze, a little thank you, gratitude for just showing up and being in the practice today. Maybe you're rolling from side to side. Invite a little bit of attention awareness to your ankles and toes. Maybe spread the toes wide, circle the ankles, circle the feet, flex, point. There you go. Okay. Set the sole of your left foot onto the mat. The knee stays bent. Right foot is hugged into the center. Now from here, you can create some motion, moving in and out that right leg, in and out of the hip joint. Find some freedom of expression right here. All right, come back to center when you're ready. Right there. Right knee is still hugged in. And then if you have a strap or that extension cord or any support, go ahead and loop that around the right foot. And then extend that right leg long up to the ceiling. The knee, the heel, the foot is flexed, and you're pushing through that heel. Find some relief, some release on the exhale, and letting it go. Breathe right here. So here's where is an option. I'll give you some options along this way, along this journey, and you take the option that works best for you. The left foot could remain, or the left leg can remain bent, or you can start to slide your left heel onto the mat long so the left leg stays long onto the mat. And notice that there's no right or wrong way to do this. Maybe there's one way that feels more pleasant, one way that does not feel pleasant or supportive. So find the one that feels pleasant where you can stay here for a few rounds of breath. We'll stay here for about a minute or two. Breathe and let go. And then part of this acceptance is letting this side be exactly what this side wants to be. Maybe you've come back to put that knee on or bend that left knee, and that's fine. Keep the right leg long. Put the strap into the right hand. Left hand comes on the left thigh. To keep it grounded, we're going to extend this right leg out to the right. Keep the heel flexed. And you may not come all the way because the body muscle wants to come with it. And what we're doing is just paying attention to the breath and to the range of where you can just stay right here. Breathe in. At any time, you can rebend that left leg or keep that left leg straight. Notice if you can let go of the grip and maybe bring a little bit of softness to that hand that's gripping the strap or the support, your prop. Breathe here. One more breath here. Inhale, bring all that right leg back up through center. Rebend the left leg. Set the sole of the left foot back onto the mat. Take the right ankle and cross it over the left thigh, coming into a figure four. So here's the option is for figure four. Stay here with the left foot onto the mat. If you have room for more, and this is all about paying attention to what you have, go ahead and lift that left knee into center. Or you can take the strap and grab it around inside that opening and help that left knee come into center. Or the left foot can stay rooted onto the mat. We'll stay here for a few breaths of breathing in. And then letting it go. Feel the release on the exhale. And then sometimes we want to get distracted. The brain wants to think there's all other things that want to come into this invitation. We can also practice letting go by taking a breath in, staying present with what is right here. Letting the breath go, letting all of those thoughts that come in just roll on by, coming back to this present moment. Another few breaths right here in figure 4, and then we'll be taking a gentle twist over to the left. So there's options for your gentle twist. Keep the legs where they are in figure 4 if that works. Bring your left foot down if your left foot is lifted. And then just simply let the legs fall over to the left. If that does not feel comfortable, for me, I uncross my legs and just let the legs, both of the knees fall over to the left. Here you choose how you would like to roll back onto the mat so that the right shoulder stays onto the mat. Maybe the right arm comes out long. Option to have the left hand on top of the right knee. Or if you have a little bit more flexibility, you want to try to maybe grab your right toe with your left hand and extend that right leg out long. Or another choice that works for you on your gentle twist over to the left. Breathe here, release here. It's all good. Breathe in, let it go. Taking another full breath here. Inhale, exhale, let it go. Oh, everything rolls back to center. And then just start to create some movement. Any movement that feels supportive, releasing, so that you can just rebalance the energy and flow onto the body. So just find some freedom of movement, freedom of what feels right, letting go of the expectation that you have to do it a certain way. And just breathe and move. Invitation is to just move. Maybe there's a happy baby where you bend the knees, grab the soles of the feet and extend, or move one leg at a time, move legs at a time. It's all available right here. And then when you're ready, come back to that beginning, that constructive rest. Bend the knees, set both feet onto the mat, and just come back to your breath. Noticing the breath in, the release expression on the breath out. Often we have a comparison of this side, that side, good side, bad side. All of these are things that we experience, but just today, maybe letting go and just being present for what is. The experience on the right side, letting that expression go, and welcoming the body and how this movement will show up on the other side. All right, when you're ready, bend both knees in once again. Maybe roll from side to side, back and forth. Once again, give some love to your ankles and toes. They like that too. Yes, they do. All right. And then let the sole of the right foot come down. Left knee stays hugged in. Squeeze it in. Maybe you find some movement throughout that hip, that left hip, in and out, back and forth. Rotation, what feels right. Okay. Find your strap. Loop it around the left foot and send the left foot flying up to the ceiling. Extend through the heel, flex the toes toward the nose. Keep the joint soft, not walking out the knee. You want to have the energy flow. Oh, and feel that in your body. What does this side need? Maybe you keep that right knee bent, or maybe you have room to extend that right heel down long to the mat. What feels supportive on the left side? And then here's a great opportunity to notice not only the breath, but the sensations in the body, where you feel tightness, where you feel restriction, where you feel that it's forcing it to open up. Invite the breath in right there to release and let go. Okay, another few more breaths here. Then take the strap into your left hand. Remember, soft grip. We don't need to hold on to the grip, not a Teflon grip. And then open up, left leg comes out to the left. Right hand can stay on the right side. Just a reminder to stay grounded and rooted right here. And then just let this side fall out to the left. Only go as far as the breath allows. Letting go of expectation and just allowing the breath to open up and create some space. The more you flex through the foot, through the heel, maybe you feel more lengthening into the back of the leg. Notice what that feels like, and stay in here for another 5 rounds of full breath in, full breath, release, exhale out. When you're ready, everything comes back to center. Left leg grows long, right knee because it comes back to being bent. Set the sole of the right foot onto the mat. Left ankle crosses over the right thigh, figure 4. Left knee is out to the side. And then here you choose this time at this moment, what feels right for this side. Making your way to your figure 4. And then connecting back to this breath, this full release in, letting go, full release out. Notice what happens when you flex that left foot, protecting your knee to stay in alignment, but just flexing it, not forcing it, and then moving and squeezing that right knee even more to center if that feels right. We'll stay here for a little while, so feel free to play. All right, the invitation, stay here in figure 4 for a few more breaths, or as long as you need. And then start to transition your gentle twist over to the right. Right knee or right foot comes back down. You want to stay this figure 4 configuration for your twist. Or maybe uncross, find a pillow or support underneath the knees. All is welcome here. Let the left shoulder come back down to the mat. Soften both shoulders as they're supported beneath you. Open up and find some freedom of expression for the arms, whatever creates your gentle twist. And we'll stay here for a little while. Breathe it in. Feel that belly fill up. Exhale, release, and let it go. All right, then when you're ready, bring everything back to center, and then you know this is your opportunity to find some movement, maybe a happy baby once again, something to rebalance, to restore, to reset that whole side. Finally coming back through center. Once again, giving yourself a hug, a squeeze in. And then let the Both feet drop down, keep the knees bent. Soles of the feet are onto the mat. Let the knees open up to the sides, the soles of the feet come together. You're going to find this reclining butterfly shape. Right here is a great place to introduce some prompts or support underneath the knees. Maybe a pillow, a block, anything you have. Sometimes my dog likes to come and be my support. Arms can open up wide to a T, or I like to do cactus arms or goalpost arms. It's football season. Goalpost arms. Palms of the hands can come up to the ceiling, back of the hands, bending the elbows, and just letting the heart open up right here. Find this freedom of expression, breathing in, feel up, pause and release, let go. Keep breathing right here. Inhale. Exhale, relief. Breathe here. Be right here. Is a quote by Sonia Renee Taylor that says, when we liberate ourselves from expectation that we must have all things figured out, we enter into a sanctuary of empathy. The expectation of what things we think we have, the holding on, but what happens when you just let go of that, just come into what is, the liberation of just being here. You're invited to stay here in this reclining butterfly shape or start to make some movement to transition into whatever shape you'd like to come into your final rest. And for the final rest, before we come into this move, feel that freedom of expression. And then coming into your final shape of Shavasana, I'll recommend you coming all the way along to your mat, maybe the arms and shoulders resting onto your mat, palms up. I'm going to do a brief little body scan, like a yoga nidra. And this will just invite you to just come and bring some awareness to each part of your body. And then as I mention that, bring that attention and awareness to that. And then on the exhale, just let it go. finally just coming into this whole relief. So when you're ready, find your way into your final resting pose, Shavasana, corpse pose, literally just lying down on your mat where you can breathe and notice. And we'll start at the top. Sometimes I start at the bottom, but this time we're going to start at the top. So we can start to just let go. Starting at the crown, the forehead. Just bring some awareness and attention to the top of the head. And then on the exhale, release and let it go. Bringing your awareness and attention to around the eyes, the skin around the ears. On the exhale, release and let it go. Bringing your awareness and attention to the cheeks, the lips, the jaw. Exhale and release. Bringing your awareness and attention down to the neck, the throat. Maybe you take a swallow in on the breath in, and then you release and let it go on the breath out. We'll spend some time with the awareness and attention around the shoulders, opening up on the breath in, releasing and letting go on the breath out. Let your awareness and attention come down to the arms, both arms as it travels down all to the hands. Notice your hands on the breath in. Maybe there's a softening and an opening, a release on the breath out. Now let's bring the awareness and attention to the heart, the lungs, all the organs that are in the center of the body. Inhale. Exhale, you soften and release and let it go. Bringing the awareness and attention to the back of the body, to the back, from the shoulders all the way down to the tailbone. Breathing in. Supported on your mat, you let go and release it all. Bringing your awareness and attention, fill up the belly. And then release it all, letting it go. Bringing your awareness and attention round to the hips, back, the front, the pelvis, the glutes. Just let it all go on the exhale. And then let that awareness and attention travel down to the legs, from the thighs, the knees, the calves, and the shins. Lengthening, and then releasing and letting it go on the breath out. Finally coming down to the ankles, the feet, the toes, the toenails. Let it all go on the breath out. When you're ready, just bring this whole attention to the front, from the crown to the sole. Breathe in, inhale it all. Don't hold it, but fully release it and let it go. And then you'll have a few minutes of just some stillness, some silence for you to breathe in. Breathe out. And then once again, you're invited just to notice your breath. Notice what happens when you take a full breath in. Pause at the top. Full release out. Maybe try that once again with sound wherever you are. You're on mute, so you can make as much sound as you want to. Inhale, fill up. Pause, but not hold. And then release fully, let it all go. The practice of yoga is not just hear what we do as we move, as we breathe, but noticing how that shows up your experience of grasping, of allowing, and letting things go. And you're ready, inhale, take a full breath in, open up your arms, maybe bring your legs out to the outer edges of your mat. Once again, notice what it feels like to fill up all of you, all of your breath, all of your body, all of your being. Inhale. Exhale, release. One more breath in this big, full expansion of you. Breathe in. Breathe out. This breath is allowing you to just to appreciate all of you, letting go of anything, the possessiveness, the attachment of anything that does not serve you. It's right here for you just to release it all. And then when you're ready, start to make some movement with that breath. Maybe inhale, invite yourself one more chance to give yourself a hug, cross over, give yourself this love, this acceptance, this truthfulness, this non-stealing, non-possessiveness, all the things that we've learned through the yamas. Breathe it all in, offer it to yourself, and when you're ready, open up your arms and offer it to everyone here. Exhale it all out. Because what we do here on the mat is what we do and we share off of the mat. Bring some expression, some movement into your hands, your fingers, your toes, your neck, everything coming back up. Oh, making some more movement and finally coming up to a seat when you're ready. And we'll gather all of this energy in, everything in. Inhale, reaching your arms up and around. Hands clasped together, coming to heart center. And we'll take one breath in together. When you're ready, take a breath in. And then release it all out. Hands together as we offer this practice in the spirit of Ubuntu, an African saying of I am because we are. What we are doing here, where we're showing our full expression of letting things go, taking care of each other, and changing the world. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, SAC Library, for having me. My name is Kirsten. You can find me on Instagram or Facebook on In Her Voices. I would love to connect with you. And I will be coming back in January and we're going to explore the other half. So this was the yamas, and there's another half of the yamas called the niyamas. And so we'll get a little bit of chance to explore how that shows up once again on and off the mat, through the breath, through the body, and just playing with a little bit of fun. So thank you. And I will hand it over to Katie.
Yeah, thank you so much for that. That body scan was I didn't realize I had so much tension in like different parts of my body. So it's like I released it and it's just like there's like this warm calm that just like,
Oh,
comes over you. And I'm just like, I am ready to take a nap. Like I am so relaxed. So thank you for that. So yeah, hey everyone. And again, thank you for joining us. My name is Katie. I'm a librarian, and your suggested read for this week is The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up by Marie Kondo. So with this week's theme being about non-possessiveness and learning to have a balanced relationship with the things in life that we lay claim to, this book will provide some great tips to get you started on that journey. If you are unfamiliar with this title, The Life-Changing Magic of Tidying Up focuses on the energy and the items that you surround yourself with and encourages you to keep the things that spark joy closest to you. It provides you with simple practices for organizing your space and learning to depart with items that no longer hold value in your life. From clothes, books, and papers to miscellaneous and finally sentimental items, the art of decluttering is the ultimate act of non-possessiveness, and I think most people will find some practices worth implementing. If this book is not your speed, you can check out Spark Joy, which is an illustrated guide to organizing, the life-changing manga of Tidying Up, which is the graphic novelization of the original work, or Tidying Up with Marie Kondo, which has one season on Netflix. So this title is available in both print and digital format from our library collection. And for more information about our health literacy initiatives, curbside pickup locations, and upcoming virtual programs, just go to www.saclibrary.org. Make sure to like our Facebook page and to share with your friends. So for Sacramento Public Library, we hope to see you soon.